Oh, hey guys, how's it going? It's going pretty good on this end here, kind of, sort of, maybe. Anyway, it's 5 o'clock. Shift just ended. I put in 8.5 hours today. Actually, it was more like 7 hours and 45 minutes because, no, it'd be like 8 hours. Well, no. Yeah, 7:45 is what's going on the paycheck because, we don't pay for lunches. You can eat on your own time. And I'm like, okay, but what if I don't eat? And then they're like, that's your fault. And I'm like, okay. Quick little status update for you guys. Drain is still frosty. Water still looks like I took a dump in it. I don't know why that happens, but every time the sink freezes up, that happens. So there must be a lot of shit stuck in that drain. Anyway, you're probably wondering why I put my compliance muzzle on and my hat and all my other stuff and junk. Well, I gotta go to Bins and Bins. And I didn't think I was gonna make it tonight because I got stuck on a long call. And I want to go stock up on my L-tyrosine and GABA because I'm running a little low. And I really like that stuff. So I haven't left the house in forever, guys. I don't know what the hell's going on. I completely forgot to grab my wallet and my phone. So you'd swear I'm an amateur at this game. You'd swear. Like, probably even drop curse words and lose monetization on videos if you were like me. Excuse me, Oreos! Thanks! So I'm gonna go grab them. I'd lose my head if it wasn't bolted on. Lose my freaking head if it wasn't bolted on. There's my smellophone and my wallet. So yeah, yesterday's video. You know what? I'll talk about that when we get back. I was thinking about... No, I'll talk about it now. Because I don't know if I can talk in the car with this thing. If the audio will work. I guess we can try it. And if it's hard to edit, then I'll find out when I get back. But whatever. Let's go to Bins and Bins. But yeah, yesterday I was talking about getting that microphone system. The wireless Go Rode setup, and I know they have it over at Best Try. Then I saw that it takes 5 hours to charge, and it's only good for about 2 hours of use. And I was like, oh, piss, that's no good. It's kind of hoping for a little bit more. Anyway, make sure this friggin' radio's not gonna blare some tunes. Let's go to Bins and Bins and get some meds. Not really meds, they're herbs, spices, everything nices. Come on. Yeah.
Are you driving to Bins and Bins?
Yeah, and I was vlogging. Now you're in my video.
Hi.
Hi.
I like to disrupt him.
What?
Yes, I like to disrupt you.
I know, I'm like leaving my driveway and I'm like, oh, come on. I'm vlogging here. Like.
Oh, wait. I almost feel bad.
You almost feel bad, eh?
Nope.
Oh.
The feeling just passed.
Okay, guys, I'm turning off the camera because somebody just wants to disrupt my life. Okay, bye. Should be warm enough tomorrow. This will thaw out. Anyway, guys, I'm home. Had this whole elaborate thing in the truck where I was going to talk to you guys about spending money and stuff and why it's not a good idea. But yeah, I looked at that Rode video mic, and yes, it is deemed the #1 mic right now. DJI is actually releasing the DJI mic system, which it's more expensive. The Video Go mic that I want, it's $258. DJI one's $458, and it comes with a longer battery life as well as 2 microphones. So you use one while the other one's charging, then you pop it off and grab the other one, go. Which will give you 6 hours because they're 3 hours on the DJIs. The other reason why that'd be useful is my girlfriend Nikki is going to be doing not food reviews, but cooking for her website. When the website goes live, there's going to be cooking videos up there, which yours truly is going to have to do all the editing for and help produce and all that. So that's fun stuff for me. I love doing that kind of work. You know that. And because of that, we're going to need a good mic system. So this DJI mic system, having 2 microphones going onto one setup would be great. So we can both be mic'd up, get clean audio and really good video. She's got some pretty good high-end camera equipment for this. She uses them right now to shoot pictures for the articles. I showed you the article in the magazine. I think I showed you right here in the holiday issuer. She wrote a recipe in the back for a holiday cheese ball. Basically has all the ingredients and everything in it on how to make it. And yeah, that was her. Cheese ball. So the moment I saw the microphone was only good for 2 hours, realizing what I do with my GoPro is kind of extensive beyond that. Like literally I'll go out fishing for like 5 hours and record the whole 5 hours there. catch or not, and then come home and edit up a video out of it if I can. If I can't, then I scrap the footage and call it a day. 2 hours of microphone ain't gonna cut it. And because it's hard to, like, okay, I'll be fishing. If I catch a fish, I don't want to take my hand off the rod to turn the GoPro on. I want to catch the whole boom, you know, on video and everything. I want to catch all the shot so you guys can get the whole excitement that I get when I catch the damn thing. The other reason why I decided against buying the microphone is because, guys, this morning I got some of the greatest news ever in the history of ever. I got a call from an unknown number. I'm like, oh, I wasn't going to answer. I'm like, I better answer. So I answered. I'm like, hello. And the person came across and said, just calling you about the job that you applied for Service Officer 3. And I said, yeah. And I was expecting a Dear John because when I applied for Service Officer 2, I got the same call from the same sort of number. And they told me that I wasn't going to get the job, but they were going to keep me in mind if there was ever any openings. That they always reach back into the pool of candidates, select the next best candidate. And she told me, congratulations, you've been selected as service officer. So I got the job. This is epic. So what does that mean for vlogging? Honestly, I have no freaking idea. I honestly couldn't tell you. Things might not be daily anymore. Things might go back to I can only pick up a camera when I have time. Or, you know, like this job is literally an on-site support job. Well, right now not because of COVID lockdown. So I'll be working remotely for the time being. But if they need, let's say they set up a new office somewhere and they got to mobilize a tech in the area to go do that. Let's say I got to go to Timmins or Sault Ste. Marie or worst of all, Thunder Bay. I say worst of all because it's like 13 hours away. It's a 13-hour drive from North Bay to Thunder Bay. But let's say I got to do that. I got to go for a road trip. Then pitter patter, have at her, saddle up, saddle in, let her begin, and friggin' hit the road. And maybe I take you guys along with me. I can't show you the work stuff. But when you're only working like, you know, from 9 to 5, then you got from 5 on after, that gives you a little bit of time to go check out the sites and have some dinner. Maybe I can vlog that. You never know. Like I said, guys, I knew it was New Year's Eve. Nikki and I are sitting in the backyard. You know, we're having our campfire, we're chatting, and we're just enjoying life and the heat off the fire because she was kind of roaring a little higher than I'm allowed to, but nobody came around, so who cares? And all of a sudden I looked at the hedges in the back of the yard. And you can sort of see him in this picture. A little white rabbit came bounding across. And I'm like, Nikki, look, right there. Look, right there. Look. She looks over and she's like, what, where? And I'm like, right by the bush. Just about maybe. And I'm like, I'm pointing right at it. And she goes, what is that? And I'm like, that is a rabbit. That is a pure white rabbit. Like, if that doesn't scream good luck, I don't know what is. Like, okay, so Ontario's gone into lockdown again. That sucks. We'll come out of it. Of course we'll come out of it. You know, I'm like, this year's going to be a good year. Not just for the vlogs, but in general. Like, life is what you make it. And honestly, last year was a pretty toxic year for me. You know, I didn't really have a lot of people that I hung out with. That was probably my own doing because I didn't really hang out with a lot of people. All I really did last year was live in depression. And then I broke it through the help of good old L-tyrosine and good old motherfreaking GABA. Yeah. Straightened my brain out and got me back on path. So, and then I realized what I needed to do. And then I met Nikki. Things only got better, you know. Started getting my confidence back. Started feeling better about myself. And realized, you know what? I'm done idling. It's time to move forward. You know, so I started putting myself out there and applying for all sorts of jobs. And I got shot down a bunch, but I didn't quit. I just kept going, kept trying, kept doing her, kept giving her. And then, boom, shakalaka. She finally worked. So, no more living paycheck to paycheck, which is nice. I'm now actually going to make enough money where I can bank some money and fix this friggin' rundown shack up. Maybe get somebody in to make sure that stupid pipe doesn't freeze next winter. Probably going to have to tear up this entire floor to do it too. Son of a bitch. Whatever. Or, you know, save up enough money in 4 years is when my mortgage is up. If I were to sell it now, it would take too much of a hit. But in 4 years, maybe dump the homestead and get something bigger and better. Well, I don't really need bigger. It'd be nice if I had a basement to put all my exercise equipment and like a living room and like a spare bedroom where when her son wants to come and visit, he's got a place to sleep. Because honestly, I have no idea. Like at Christmas, he was bugging. He's like, oh, can I come up at New Year's? And I'm like, buddy, listen, like I'd love to have you up at New Year's. My house is smaller than this cottage we're in. I really have nowhere to put you. Like, I could put him in the computer room on my camping cot. Not exactly the most comfiest luxury, or in the living room on the camping cot, but then he'd have scampers to deal with, and that wouldn't be super fun. So yeah, it'd be nice if I had room to, you know, where he can come up here. Right now, like I said, my main goal is to build a sweet nest egg, fix some shit around here, like my bathroom floor. She's sagging because the toilet was leaking, and it basically got into the wood. The wood rotted out. She's sagging, so I got to put a whole new bathroom in there. Pay off this freaking roof that's over my head, because that's still sitting on a friggin' line of credit. I got to get rid of that. It's brutal, man, living paycheck to paycheck when you own a house. And honestly, it wasn't so bad until I lost the job at Ontario. But now I'm going to be making that kind of money and more. So that's... And I always break down my life into years, right? Like, 2015 was... Like it goes back to 2002. Graduated from college, didn't know what I was going to do. Got the job at Ontario, but I was on 6 months contracts, making $15 an hour. That time was pretty good pay. And I did that for 2 years until the union finally spoke up and hired us all on full time. Then I went up to a nice, decent pay. Scores! Making good money now. This is beautiful. And was making great money until Kathleen Wynne decided that she screwed up the gas plant in 2014 and was putting us up for sale so that she could recoup the damages that she did for being stupid. And then I lost my job due to Bell buying us out, not wanting to keep us on. They just wanted the infrastructure. So then 2016 was the year of hell. All right, the year of absolute hell. It was a bad year. Had no job, living off my severance pay. And then later on that year, I got the job at the call center, and that job sucked. Literally working my balls off for $700 every 2 weeks, putting in like 84 hours in 2 weeks for 700 measly dollars. Making $1,400 a month. That barely kept the lights on and this roof over my head. Then I got the job at the vape shop where I was making more money. I was making about, I want to say about $2,000 a month. So that was a little bit more tolerable. I could actually survive with that. And then I quit that job because you don't work for friends. Never work for friends. By all means, never work for friends. And then I got the call in February to go work on contract with this current job, which I've been doing from 2017 till now. Well, for a couple more weeks till we get myself enrolled in and everything. But with all that said and done, 2018 was a great year because before Kathleen Wynne was kicked out of office, she allowed Bill 168 to roll through. Bill 168 basically made all contract employees, gave them the right to earn the same amount of money as a full-timer, which I love saying it was pretty freaking awesome. You know, I got a $9 an hour raise. I went from $20 an hour up to $29.90 an hour. That was a nice friggin' jump. I was like, holy shit. Now we're making good money. And I was actually like, and even management noticed my productivity went way higher. I was really giving her. I was doing a lot better. And I was really happy. And, you know, and then when Doug Ford got in 2018 and announced in December 2018 that he was going to get rid of Bill 168 in favor of the people, as he said, mainly Tim Hortons and McDonald's, because I don't want to pay $14 an hour minimum wage. That's not right. We shouldn't have to do that. Like, it got so bad, Tim Hortons was like telling people you can take a break, but you're not paid for it. Like, that's how Tim Hortons, the company that it costs them 2 cents to make a cup of coffee and they turn around and sell it for $2.35. We're like, are you freaking serious right now? You can't afford to pay your employees a living wage? Holy shit, pull your head out of your ass and give your friggin' eyes a shake. Figure it out. So when that happened, we all took a hefty pay cut. $29.90 back down to $20 an hour, you know. And some of us, a couple of guys at work, they went out and bought houses in 2018. When that happened, when they got their pay raise, they banked the extra money they were earning, got a down payment, bought a house. And then most of them, when we got dropped back down to $20 an hour, couldn't afford the mortgage, because then now they were house poor, had to sell it and move back into apartments. Wouldn't that be awesome? Isn't that in it to win it? I don't think so. And I was pretty much in the same boat. I was like, okay, so did the math. I'm like, my car insurance at the time was $187. No, it was $210 a month. The truck payments were $225 bi-weekly, so $450 a month. Mortgage was $333 bi-weekly, so $666. So I was doing the math and I'm like, okay, so I take home it was just shy of $2,400 a month. And I was actually burning $23.75. That was before groceries, after all my bills and everything. Heat, hydro, insurance, car payments, mortgage, internet, cell phone. So I was actually burning just $25 left. That left me for groceries. So I would literally have to choose between gas or... That's because I was only working 32 hours a week because they had us on half-day friggin' Fridays. So I bitched and moaned to the contract company and managed to get a $2.17 raise an hour. So that was nice of them. Didn't really... It helped a little bit. But remember the fasting I was doing in 2019? I was telling you it was for weight loss. No. That was survival mode. That was me trying to make it until I could find something good. Then I applied for a bunch of jobs in 2019. I went and applied at this place in town called Eddiecore. They basically make dictation software for corporations. They're kind of like the competitor to Dragon Naturally Speaking. But I thought they were looking for an IT professional. No, they were looking for a salesperson with technical background. I'm not a salesperson, so I was like, no, I'll pass on that. And then I applied at the college. Local college for IT service desk, and they denied me. Now, what's funny is I got my buddy, he's in the, like the tier 2, the second tier, basically what the job I got with the company I'm with now for remote support and field services. He does that with the college. So he handles a lot of the server side stuff and all that. And basically the job I'd have would be like, if a professor has a problem with their computer or whatever the case may be, I go and give them a hand with that. I would leave my office, go over there and give them a hand, or I'd just walk them through something on the phone to fix their problem, and away they go. Now, I talked to the one guy at the college who's in tier 2, and he said they're having a hell of a time keeping somebody in. I applied for the job twice, got interviewed twice, and didn't get the job twice. And he even told him, like, why aren't you hiring him? He's really good. And the reason why is because they want to hire somebody young to give him a chance, where I already have a job now working in the field. They'd rather get somebody who's never worked in the field. But these people can't hack it because they don't have the experience. So they're not used to the high stress pace of being the single point of contact. And you're the only freaking guy. Like, I got used to that when I worked nights. You get a call, you got nobody to turn to. You figure out that problem, you solve that damn problem. That's your job. So this time here it opened up again. Well, it's actually opened up 3 more times. And he contacted me. He said, hey, apply for it. I'm like, I already got my feelers in with the company I'm working for now to get on with them full time. And if it happens, then... beauty. And he's like, oh man, he goes, it's like, if you apply one more time, man, I promise you, we'll get you in. He goes, I've already talked to the guys, we want you on. And I'm like, that's cute and all. I said, I'll keep it in mind. But right now, I want to see where things will go here, because if I get in here, it's literally what I need. It's the type of job that I want to do. And sure enough, he applied. 2019 was a rough year. 2020 with COVID, brutal, but working from home had its benefits. I wasn't putting as much mileage on my truck. I was able to stay home all day, which I love. I wasn't burning as much gasoline. I learned how to fishing. I making more videos, more outdoorsy type stuff. And then last year was kind of a bad year. I was feeling really depressed. But you know what? 2022 is the year we're ready to shine. And it's funny, I saw on Facebook a lot of people posting the same things. 2022 is my year. 2022 is going to be the year and all this stuff. And it's like, I actually feel it this year. Like, despite all these lockdowns and stupid stuff, I actually feel like this year is the year for everybody to prosper. Just to friggin' hammer down, go full tilt like a Peterbilt, and just get it done. The one thing I can actually honestly say is, don't expect things to happen for you. Make them happen for you. If you want something, go after it. When I went for the Service Officer 2 job interview, I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what they were looking for. I didn't realize the strategy for the interview. So I literally, this time here for the Service Officer 3, I knew exactly what they were looking for. So I wrote myself a cheat sheet. I didn't know what questions they were going to ask, what topics they wanted me to cover. I literally just said, okay, this is field service job, information technology, where you're going to be handling all sorts of different things. You're going to be setting up computers. You're going to be re-imaging machines. You're going to be troubleshooting on site. You're going to be setting up offices. You're going to be doing all sorts of stuff. So what makes me good for this job? So I wrote down all my skills. What have I done that's beyond, that would be classified as a field service job? And I talked about basically the one guy had video footage from a security camera that he couldn't read. And me doing this, there's many times where I get footage that I can't read and I got to figure out how to use it. So I talked about how I had them install Handbrake and I gave them a tutorial on how to use it, wrote them up directions and all that into an email, and literally saved the day, because a normal person in my position in tier 1 is not really trained for that. Like literally my job, and this is like I told them in the interview, I said, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't do my job. And they said, please elaborate. I said, well, in tier 1, we just collect the data, create the ticket, try the troubleshooting from the ticket template, then send it to you guys. And they said, yeah, exactly. I said, I don't do it. I said, half the time I don't even fill in the template. They're like, what do you do? And I'm like, I fix it. And I'm like, I might not interview well, but I can 100% guarantee you I'll dominate this job. And like with confidence, I said that. The one manager that was on with the interview, she just kind of smiled. And I'm like, and I told her, I'm like, and I can. Because she was our acting manager last year, or in 2018. And I'm like, and I can. Because you've seen, in 2019, 2020-ish, somewhere around there. I'm like, and I can, because I worked under you for a bit, and you've seen the way I handle my calls, and my first call resolution stats are unmatchable. And she even said, she's like, oh no, I know it's true. I know what you can do. I've seen you work, and you know your stuff. And like I said, I interview like crap, but when it comes down for game day, it's on. And I'm thinking that one liner I used at the end was the icing on the cake that made them think, okay, well, you know what? We're going to give this guy a shot. We're going to see what he can do. And like today, I get the call and I was stoked. I was like, I actually filmed this morning, but I deleted the footage because I didn't like how it came out. Like I've been on cloud 9 all day. And if it was the weekend, I'd probably go to the beer store and pick up a 6-pack of Slim and Clear 2.0 and we'd be toasting it. But it's currently Tuesday. So I probably shouldn't get hammed on a work night. You know what I mean? And that's another thing I want to bring up. People are like, I told my dad, I'm like, if I get this job, man, it's liquor time. Like it's Miller time. And he's like, you're really going to break your 2-year sobriety over a job? And I'm like, Dad, I didn't quit drinking because of a health concern. I didn't quit drinking because it was causing problems in my personal life. I said, I quit drinking for 2 reasons. One, I wanted to accelerate fat burn, because something people don't realize is, there's 3 nutrients that you can eat, macronutrients for energy. Fat, carbs, protein, right? Wrong. There's a 4th. Alcohol. For every gram of fat, it's 9 calories. For every gram of carbs, it's 4. For every gram of protein, it's 4. But what people don't realize is for every gram of alcohol, it's 7. Alcohol has this nice little ability. See, when you burn fat, a lot of people think it's when you sweat. You sweat out the fat. Wrong. 92% of your fat that you burn comes out in your breath. Because fat is burned in the liver, which is converted to ketones, and you breathe out the exhaust of the fat being burnt. Like all the rest of the stuff. Some of it does get sent to your stool, but not lots. 95% of it comes out of your breath. So that's why when you do heavy state cardio and you're breathing heavy and you're like all winded and stuff, that's why you're burning a lot of fat, because your body's trying to exhaust all that burn. The problem when you drink alcohol is alcohol has to be processed by your liver. If your liver's busy processing alcohol, guess what it's no longer doing? You guessed it, burning fat, because it's preoccupied dealing with detoxing your blood. That's the reason why I quit drinking, was because I wanted to see if that was true. And you know what? It was true. And here's another problem with drinking. Anybody out there who drinks now, you know damn well, you end up getting into the salty snacks, like the pretzels, the popcorn, the potato chips, the nachos and salsa. That was my big one. Or sometimes, because I like this too, the chocolate. Chocolate and beer go together so good. And this is the reason why I was like, you know what? I need to quit drinking. So I did it back in August of 2018. Until New Year's 2019, and then got back into drinking. I was going to the bar with Joss and Jean. We were doing karaoke and getting pretty hammed every Friday night. And then that one time in March, I got so hammed that I lost Saturday and Sunday to friggin' nearly dying of a hangover. But I recovered. Then I was like, you know what? I'm cutting the beer. So basically the way I want to do it is everything in moderation, right? Don't drink every weekend, because then that's just stupid. Drink on special occasions. Like if Nikki comes up and we want to sit in the backyard and have a fire, we're going to have a cup of beer. Whatever. Who cares? If I'm out at like the one concert we went to, my friend Clifford ended up getting a beer that I was kind of interested in trying because it was different. It was a strawberry milkshake beer. Never heard of it before. It sounded friggin' intriguing. But for some reason, in my stupid head, I was like, but then you'll break your sobriety streak. You know what? Who cares? I didn't go to AA. I don't have no chip. And I can control myself. I can choose what I want to do and then not get hooked. I was never hooked on drinking. I just quit because it was getting in the way of my goals of burning fat. Now, obviously, as you guys know, I'm on a goal to burn fat because Christmas was delicious, and look, you can tell, right? So that's my goal now, is basically to get myself back down, because this summer it's going to be biking season, and I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing my charity run again. That's going to happen. The other reason why I quit drinking was nothing sucks more than a Saturday night, you're hammed out of your mind, and your buddy says, hey man, want to hang out? And you can't do that because you're too drunk to operate your vehicle. So that wasn't going to happen. Also, on top of that, I didn't have the financial stability to afford to buy alcohol every weekend because the price of beer has gone up. I looked it up on thebeerstore.ca to find out, and I wonder if this thing would know. Hey Google, what's the price of Sleeman Clear 2.0?
Sorry, I don't have any information about that.
Yeah,
but I found something else. Do you want to know, does Sleeman 2.0 come in cans?
No. What an idiot. Anyway, but I looked up the price of beer, and it's gone up since I last drank. It's gone up drastically. Like a 2.4 of Sleeman in tall boys, and that's the ones I like to buy. It's $65. Yeah, $65. That's not as cheap as it was when I was buying it. I remember back in the day when I used to buy 2.4 tall boys, it was just shy or just over $50, like 52 and change. It went up $12. So that kind of sucks. And you're probably saying, why Sleeman 2.0? Keep the carbs down. Keep the carbs down. It's also lower in alcohol content, so it keeps the alcohol down. Now, the problem is you can't really measure. You're probably saying, well, Adam, how do you measure the grams of alcohol in beer if it comes in a percentage? Well, that's where math comes into play. I have the calculation upstairs. I don't feel like telling you guys about that right now, but you can look it up. It's online. If you want to find out how much your favorite stout is putting you back, you can definitely do that. But no, it really sucked when I was like, my buddy Chuck would call me, or my buddy Craig would be like, hey man, come on over. I'm like, I'm already pissed. We'll take a cab. I can't afford a cab because I bought beer, you know? Now it's like I can just go places. I've been sober. You know, the one night when I was bored and Joss was like, hey, come on over and play Cards Against Humanity. I was able to do that because I wasn't drinking, and it was great. You know, and that's the reason why I quit drinking beer, was because at the time, I was losing my job, or not losing my job, but losing my rate of pay. In 2019, March 31st, April 1st, I lost my rate of pay. I lost $9 an hour. Can't afford to buy beer anymore. So best thing to do, quit. And then 2020, never got back into it. 2021, never really got back into it. But now I kind of feel like celebrating, getting a buzz on. So gonna get back into it one more time. Now, will there be a video on celebrating? More than likely. Well, it depends on where it is. If I go to Clifford's house, probably not. Because, I don't know if they want me making a video there. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Originally, the battle plan was, Nikki was going to be like, me and Clifford were going to go down to Barrie, and we were going to do a pub crawl. Whatever the hell that is. Chances are I would be crawling from pub to pub. Because, haven't had liquor in 2 years. It's probably going to hit me like a ton of freaking bricks. That was going to happen, but now that COVID's in place, you can't do inside dining, which means you probably can't do inside bar drinking, which means, you can't really do much. So now in house parties, you can have a maximum of 5 people inside. Well, problem with Clifford's house is they already got 5 people living there. So I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know. I'm just super stoked right now that we got, finally got some good news. Like I said, it's like, what, the 3rd today? Are we the 4th? We're the 4th today. 4 days into the new year, and I'm already getting good news. I'm loving this. Nikki asked me tonight, she's like, hey, should we buy some lottery tickets? I'm like, after today's good news? Hells yeah! Get some lottery tickets. She's got a new job starting up. I got a new job starting up. She's moving closer. That's going to be awesome. She's not going to live so far away because her new job's a little closer. And we're going to party like a rock star. It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a great year. Will I be able to get a lot of it on video? I'm going to do my best, but like I said, with this new job coming up, I don't know what my hours are going to be. I don't know how crazy things are going to be. I'm just going to roll with the punches, swing with the kicks, and get as many freaking hours on the job as possible to make as much bank as possible so I can get myself ahead as far as possible. Because, I got a 1988 Pontiac in the garage that kind of needs some work. I got a truck that's probably going to need some work. I got a house that definitely needs some work. Holy crap. Call an old priest and a young priest in here, for crying out loud. Let me tell you, some days. But seriously, it's going to be an interesting year. I'll vlog as much as I can. I'm going to keep going with the dailies as long as I can. When I can't do it anymore, well, you guys will know because the videos will stop. And I'll probably tell you, listen guys, things are getting hectic. I'll video when I can, but if I can't, I won't. Or I might just give you short videos in a day. Maybe like a 5-minute update of what's going on. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video of all my nonsense and bullshit. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, guys, live it to win it. Peace. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.